Eala bows out of PH Open after quarterfinal loss. Manila, Filipino tennis star Alex Eala fell short of reaching the semifinals of the WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open on Thursday, January 29, 2026, at the newly renovated Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. The 20-year-old Eala lost to Colombia's Camila Osorio, 6-4, 6-4, in the quarterfinals of the first-ever WTA 125 tournament held in the Philippines. After the match, Eala apologized to the fans who came to support her. "Sorry, I did my best," said Eala, who is ranked number 49 in the world. "Too bad I didn't reach that level, but what's important is that I'm here in Manila, in the Philippines, and the WTA is here." Eala played the entire tournament with her right thigh heavily bandaged, but did not use it as an excuse. "I hope you all get inspired and learn to love tennis," she added. "I love tennis so much, and I'm thankful I can share this experience with all of you." Despite the loud cheers for Eala, Osorio stayed calm and focused. The fifth seed mixed strong shots with accurate play to finish the match in 1 hour and 29 minutes. "I didn't mind the home fans," said Osorio, who is ranked number 84 in the world. "It was a tough match. I just played better." Osorio was facing Argentina's Solana Sierra in an all-South American semifinal as of press time Friday. Sierra advanced after beating Thailand's Lanlana Tararudi, 6-4, 6-3. The other semifinal matchup featured Croatia's Donna Vekic, ranked number 74, and Russia's Tatiana Prozorova, ranked number 174. Vekic defeated China's Lin Zhu, 6-4, 6-3, while Prozorova rallied past Belgium's Sofia Kostulas, 4-6, 6-2, 6-4. Eala initially had a strong showing in the tournament, winning 2 matches before her loss. She defeated Russia's Elena Chereva, 6-1, 6-2, in the first round, and Japan's Himino Sakitsum, 6-4, 6-0, in the round of 16 to reach the final 8. Eala is next set to compete in the WTA 500 tournament in Abu Dhabi. In doubles action, Taiwanese sisters Cho Ai-hwan and Cho Yi-tsen advanced to the semifinals after beating Thailand's Mananchaya Sawangkayu and China's Ma Yishan, 6-3, 6-4. Top-seeded Americans Quinn Glisson and Sabrina Santamaria also moved on after defeating Taiwan's Li Yuyun and Japan's Saya Saito, 6-2, 6-3. When the crowd stayed standing, the scoreboard had already delivered its verdict, but no one in the stands seemed eager to leave. Alex Eala stood near the baseline, racket dangling loosely from her hand, eyes lifted briefly toward the rafters of the court she had called home for the past week. Sweat traced quiet lines down her face, indistinguishable from the weight of the moment. The quarterfinal was over. The PH Open would move on. And yet, something lingered, something unfinished, something louder than defeat. This was how her tournament ended, not with silence, but with applause that refused to fade. Eala bowed out of the PH Open after a quarterfinal loss, a line that would read clean and simple in headlines the next morning. But anyone who watched knew the truth was far more complicated. Loss, did not mean disappearance. It meant arrival. For years, Philippine tennis had lived on memories, echoes of promise, flashes of brilliance too brief to anchor hope. Eala changed that. She did not arrive as a guest star in her own country's tournament. She arrived as a contender, carrying both expectation and belief in equal measure. Each swing of her racket throughout the tournament had sounded like a statement. "I belong here." The quarterfinal match was a study in margins. Long rallies that stretched lungs and patience. Shots that kissed the line, daring the umpire's call. Moments where the crowd held its breath, suspended between hope and heartbreak. Eala fought not just an opponent across the net, but the invisible weight of history, the pressure of being the one everyone wanted to believe in. When the final point ended, it did not feel like an abrupt stop. It felt like the closing of a chapter that had been written carefully, deliberately, with sweat in place of ink. She walked to the net and shook hands, her composure intact, her expression honest. There was disappointment, yes, but no regret. The kind of loss that hurts the most is the kind that confirms how close you truly were. As she packed her bag, the crowd rose. Not politely, not automatically. They stood because something inside them had shifted. This was not sympathy applause. This was recognition. In those few days at the PH Open, Eala had given the crowd more than wins. She had given them visibility. Young players in the stands watched her footwork, her patience, her refusal to panic. Parents whispered to their children, pointing not just to her strokes, but to her poise. She was proof that excellence could look familiar, speak their language, wear their colors. The loss, paradoxically, made the moment stronger. Victory would have been celebration. Defeat became connection. Sports have a strange way of revealing character not at the peak, but at the edge, when exhaustion strips performance down to truth. In the quarterfinal, Eala did not retreat. She adapted. She fought for every point as if it mattered, because to her, it did. Not for the trophy alone, but for the standard she was setting. After the match, there were no theatrics, no smashed rackets, just a deep breath, a wave to the crowd, and a walk off the court that felt more like a promise than a farewell. The PH Open would crown a champion without her. That was inevitable. Tournaments always move forward. But something else had been planted, a quieter victory that wouldn't show up in brackets or rankings. Belief. Belief that Philippine tennis no longer had to wait for a miracle. Belief that the future had already stepped onto the court. Belief that loss, when carried with grace, can still feel like momentum. Eala's quarterfinal exit was not an ending. It was a reminder that progress is rarely linear, and that greatness is often built in moments where the lights dim a little too early. As the crowd finally filed out, the court looked the same as it always had. Lines freshly swept, nets still taut. But the air felt different. Charged. Awake. Somewhere beyond the tunnel, Eala would train again. Adjust. Improve. Carry this loss with her, not as a burden, but as fuel. And the next time she walks onto that court, or any court, the applause will start earlier.